So you should be able to see in your top. Okay, so we've got the dots. We're recording. Hi everyone. This is Noelie from our first intake, our inaugural group last year, and Noeline is speaking to me from Le Havre in Normandy. Well, actually, let me ask you to introduce yourself, Noeline, before we get going officially.
So hi, I'm Noeline. I'm 23 years old. Last year I was a student in the LLM. I'm choosing now to pursue my studies in maritime law, so I'm doing a second master's, Master 2 in French. And I'm a big competition law and maritime enthusiast, aspiring lawyer, and that's it about me.
Great. So, well, firstly, Noeline, we miss you, and we wish you all the very best, and we hope you keep in touch with us, of course. And when you're a fully fledged maritime lawyer, you can come and tell our future cohorts all about what that's like. So I'm going to ask you some questions, Noeline, if I may. Firstly, can you just tell us what the first couple of weeks at St. Mary's were like for you? The purpose of this video is really to make our new students feel welcome, and I thought, well, we thought as a program team it'd be really nice for them to hear from you guys. So yeah, your first couple of weeks, could you tell us a little bit about that?
The first couple of weeks for me were, if there's one word to describe it, it was just so exciting. So exciting to get to know a new country, a new city, a new program, new teachers, new friends, everything. I was in the dorms, so getting to know my new flatmates, new flat, a new way of living, new way of teaching. Everything was so exciting. I was just so happy to be there, happy to finally be in London for what was supposed to be my last year of studies. Here am I. But yeah, it was so nice. I wasn't really homesick because I had been living on my own before, but I know it's something that can be quite challenging. But my feeling when I arrived at St. Mary's was that the school was just so welcoming. There were things going on everywhere. The campus was just yeah, it was amazing. So getting to know the campus, as I just said, the teachers, the modules, it was just wow, dazzling. And yeah, so if you're homesick or if you're a bit scared or stressed, my advice would be just to get to know where you're living, the campus, everything. There's plenty of things to do, to see. Do not be scared. It's going to be a great year.
Wow, well, thank you for all of that. Obviously, and regrettably, the times are very different, the circumstances are very different now, but of course campus is open as we speak. So yeah, and I know that there are teams working on activities outside of just the law program, so do make opportunities, you know, do take opportunities, as Noeline was advised there. Just following on from that then, do you have any specific advice for the new cohort for the first couple of weeks?
I'd just say, just make the most of everything you can, whether it be regarding the LLM or about your London life. As I just said, there's plenty of things to discover. It's amazing. It's a real opportunity being here when you're, I was saying when you're a foreign student, but when you're like normal students too, it's amazing. Everything is in your hands just to live a wonderful year. Keep your head in the game because there's work to do, but it's gonna be fine. You can have a normal life and just live a stimulating and great academic year too.
Wonderful. So did you take part in any extracurricular activities, so non-modular activities during your semester one, or even actually across your year?
I went to the commercial awareness discussion group with you.
Which of course I know was a leading question in that respect.
I'm sure. So it's a group where every week you discuss the commercial news. My advice would be to just go. It was a great experience for me. You get to have great talks with people you wouldn't normally talk to. I got to meet great people. You can really have really interesting conversations. And what's interesting also when you're referring student, it's that you can bring your own perspectives on the topics you discuss, and mixing everyone's point of view is just it's just so nice.
Yeah,
So I
that's
love
really
it.
important, isn't it? To have on this course, we're really lucky to have lots of different backgrounds, bringing their perspectives on the law, but also what's going on out there in the wider world. So yeah, and thank you for your participation in that. Anything else? Do you remember anything else event-wise?
I was supposed to try kickboxing, but I broke my shoulder during the winter break, unfortunately. But I had friends who went and they were so happy with it. Apparently, I don't know if you call that a teacher, a coach, or anything. He's so cool, and yeah, they loved it.
Hold on, did you break your shoulder doing kickboxing?
No, during the winter break, while skiing with my family.
Oh, skiing. Okay.
I was supposed to try it for during the second semester, but no luck.
Okay.
And the chaplaincy has also interesting conversations. And I think on Sundays there's a supper after the mass. I had great talks too at the chaplaincy. I think I'm not sure, but I think every week they have a debate or something like that. And it was so nice. It's also a way to get to know new people, and it was so nice.
So I'm hearing that you did some legal, some sporting, and then some personal activities. So good. Okay. So turning to the modules then, what did you find most challenging about your semester one modules, if you can remember all that time ago?
There is so little courses that I was so afraid of organizing my work. That can be funny, but really there's little courses, but you have so much. No, not so much. You have a great amount of personal work to do. And I found it really challenging to organize my work. I was afraid I wouldn't have time to visit London, and that was so scary to me. I was also afraid about the essays. I had never seen a 5,000 word essay, so I was really panicking. But you know, during you settle in, and then you get to see that you can perfectly organize your work while having a normal student life, discover London, see your friends. It's perfectly okay. And well, the essays, I don't know if it's just me, but the essays were a challenge to everybody in the class, I think. And that's just something that you discuss with your teachers, and then you discover the reasons for such an enormous essay. And you discover that actually it's a great opportunity to have really, really stimulating reflections. And that's certainly a thing that I loved about the LLM, is that you have really the opportunity to go deep in your reflection. And yeah, I love that.
Great. Okay. So what was the highlight of your journey at St. Mary's, do you think?
I don't know really if there was a highlight, but I really loved my time there, and I enjoyed the period. I enjoyed the period before Christmas. It's a really intense period, but you know, you're getting to the end of the semester. You know, have your head full of knowledge, I hope. You're getting to know your teachers, and you're beginning your assessments. And it's challenging, but it's so stimulating, because you know, have of course students you'll see, but the essay and the orals and everything, it's not about just learning your lessons and write about your lessons. It's a deep research work, and that's what's passioning. And from my experience, it's something you're not given to do in France. And this was so nice. I really appreciated that.
Great, thank you. Did you find the personal tutor scheme that we run helpful?
Well, of course, with the amazing tutor that I had. So Lloyd was my tutor, and yeah, I really enjoyed having just someone kind of assigned to you that you can go to when something's wrong, whether it be about the LLM, your personal life, something with yeah, your life in London. I remember I had friends who went to their tutor having troubles with their landlord and everything. So you'll see that you can talk to your tutor about everything. And on the academic side, it's also, yeah, it's also nice, because I had I don't know if you remember, but I was really stressed at the beginning. I didn't know about the dissertation too, and yeah, tutors are really benevolent, and you can talk to them very freely. It's get to know them, have great conversations with them. It's it's really a luck to have that.
Great. And now, just a last question. Then you mentioned your dissertation there, and you mentioned that you found it stressful at the beginning. Can you tell us just a little bit about, you know, what that process was like in terms of you alleviating that stress? Then, how did you decide to sort of get cracking, and what did you do?
So at the beginning, you're told that you have to write, 10,000 word dissertation. So of course, if you're a sane person, you're a little bit panicking. You don't know how to choose something to write on. So at first, of course, I was scared. But I also thought that it was a really great opportunity to write on something that I liked. And so from the beginning, I thought that I had to write on something I liked. And the summer prior to the LLM, I was an intern in a maritime law firm. So early on, I decided to write on maritime law. So I began my research. I thought, what am I interested in? I'm interested in maritime law and in competition law. So I really just simply opened Google and I typed maritime and competition law. So that's how I began my research. And as I said, I began my research only early on. So so it was also great just to take my time, just read about the topic. And I was lucky because there was a hot topic in shipping and competition law, which was the renewal of a block regulation about consortia. Consortia are agreements or alliances between shipping companies or shipping stakeholders. And so this block exemption was to be reviewed by the European Commission. So I chose to write about that. But you know, having a topic to write on is great, but you have to decide the angle on which you want the angle from which, sorry, you want to write about the topic. So my advice would really be to just begin your research early on. You don't have to do tons of research per week, but you know, open Google from time to time during the first semester. Choose something you like, because if you choose something you like, you will want to work on it. My advice would also be to not leave it until the last minute, because you know, 10,000 words can be really short when you write about something you like, but when you don't know what you're writing on, it can be really long.
So I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear about the Google, Marilyn.
It was an advice. It was an advice from Bahar from the beginning. When you don't know, of course,
from the beginning,
don't do no whole research on Google.
Of course, it's a natural place to start.
Yeah,
and of course, your project would have evolved from there right into your second semester, and then submitted over the summer. So my final question to you, that's all really, really helpful. Thank you so much, Melanie. Is truthfully, without this being a tainted answer in front of your former tutor, how much reading did you do per week, would you say? Not for your dissertation now, I'm talking about for your modules.
Yeah. I don't really know. What I know is that I did all the mandatory reading and that I had time to do some extra reading too, while living a normal life, going to the pub with my friends and visiting London. So
okay, so sort of like a full-time job, 35, 40 hours a week, maybe, and with your classes included. What are we talking?
I had, you know, I had the models, and then I just decided to go to the library, get work done, have some time to read extra things for DSAs, severe roles, and everything. I can tell you how many hours I spent reading, but you know, it was really I did all the mandatory readings, extra readings too, and I had time. I worked like a normal student. I had even extra time to think about the dissertation even during the first semester, and it was really not something traumatizing for me.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Nolan. And please keep in touch with us.
Of course.
And maybe as you continue with your maritime studies specialization, maybe you could come back in the new year or next semester and just maybe talk to us about that a bit more. But for now, I'm just going to turn the record off.